Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, hosting Cruz. And guys, I am here to talk about another barn burner that took place last night on the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul card. It was the co-main event in what should have been the main event due to the outcome of what happened in the main event between Tyson and Paul. But even without Tyson Paul, this fight could have easily been the main event if Tyson Paul was not on the card. These two women had quite possibly the best women's fight in the history of the sport of women's boxing, period, 2 years ago. Both women threw punches and punches and bunches. High drama at Madison Square Garden in a fight that was razor thin, and it could have gone either way. Many thought Amanda won, many thought Katie won. That's a great fight. Last night we got another barn burner, another classic. Another fight where both women threw punches and bunches and bunches. This fight had everything, just like the first fight. Drama, blood, sweat, plenty of action. And that's what was expected coming into this fight. And that was a question too, can these two women go in and duplicate what they did 2 years ago? And based on what I saw and based on what you saw, I'm sure they did. and I feel like, to me, this fight was better, and that's crazy because the first fight was a classic, was a great fight. This one, to me, was slightly better. I think both women went toe to toe more in this fight, just a little bit more. Um, that was a nasty cut over Amanda's right eye, and the reason for that was because Katie Taylor kept coming forward with her head. Um, and that's what caused the cut. And even after the head clash and the cut happened, Katie um, went forward her head again, right, and landed it right on the cut of Amanda, opened it up even more, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, damn, ow, the damn, her friggin' the skin that was open, that was hanging, went down a little bit more, and that you could have literally take your finger and pull down. That's nasty. Anyway, nasty to think about. But it was such a brutal cut that the fight was, to me, I thought the fight was gonna get stopped. The doctor asked if Amanda could continue, and Amanda said, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's freaking do it." And Amanda, who is one of the greatest fighters ever to put on a pair of gloves, one of the greatest women's boxers of all time and in Puerto Rican boxing history, has waited 2 years for this fight because she felt she got robbed in the first fight. She finally got the opportunity last night, and she didn't care if the cut was. She didn't care how big the cut was or how gruesome it was. She wanted to go on, and she did. The doctor allowed her to continue, and the war raged on. Cause that's what was going on in there. A war, not a boxing match. A war between two of the greatest women's fighters of all time in this era. Um, Amanda didn't care, man. That cut, that side of her face could have been peeled off completely, and Amanda would have been fighting still. Amanda is a blood and guts warrior. You know, she's not gonna quit because she got a big gash in her face over her eye. She's gonna continue. She's blood and guts, do or die. And Shortly after the fight continued, these two women went at it, continued their blistering pace as they had it in the early portions of the fight. Um, this fight, and I said it before on my social media on Facebook that and on Instagram that the first fight could have gone either way. Raise your thing. Okay, fine. You want to give it to Katie Taylor? Sure. Many thought Amanda won. I thought Amanda won. I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah, I'm not trying to be biased here, but it was a really close fight. It is what it is. Could have gone either way, like I said. Now this time, Amanda won. There was no disputes or doubts about it. Yes, it was another classic, but Katie Taylor got rocked in the first round. Okay, she got a point deduction for for coming forward her head and causing that cut and the head clashes. So she got a point deduction. Three, that's one and two, and then three, her head was going side to side like a bobblehead from Amanda's punches in the pocket. Yes, the flurries of Taylor um, being fired away and landing on Amanda, but not all are landing, and I think that's what helps Katie Taylor win these razor thin um, close call fights because Amanda may be throwing and landing, maybe throwing less punches than Katie, but landing the more telling shots. But because Katie's throwing more and not all are landing, the judges like that. But like I said, Amanda rocked her in the first round. In the end of the first round, Katie got a point deduction. Katie got a point deducted, and her head was going side to side like a bobblehead, like I said, and she was hanging on for dear life like she did in the first fight because she was hurt multiple times. And I Amanda finished stronger, and Amanda to me got the better of the exchanges most of the time. And I just felt like a lot of people this time were on social media saw Amanda won the fight. Amanda won this fight. The first fight, either way, whatever. But this time, Amanda won. Amanda won. Um, I'm happy the fight. I'm happy that these two women were able to come together in the middle of that ring and produce another classic. Great war, brutal fight, blood, everything you want to see in an action fight. Fight of the year contender. They won the fight of the year in women's boxing 2 years ago, and maybe an overall period in boxing overall. And this year this year last night they more than likely um, became fight of the year. My fight of the year so far is Tim Tszyu versus Fondor. That bloody fight. This one um, was better because more punches were thrown, more punches were landed. It was more toe-to-toe action than Fondor and Tim, um, and it was just a brutal fight as well, and more action. But all in all, man, Amanda got robbed. She waited 2 years for this. She fought her ass off. Katie fought her ass off as well. These two women fought their asses off, man. They tore AT&T Stadium down. Um, but yeah, Amanda waited 2 years for this to then not get the decision again. Um, yeah, the disappointment in her face, you could was really her facial expression. Her facial expression was like, "What the fuck, man?" The first fight, she was like, "Ah, man," with a little smirk. This time was like, "What the fuck, man? Really, you got to be kidding me." And I'm surprised that Katie Taylor wants a third fight with Amanda because usually a fighter that wins a fight, that beats a fighter, beats an opponent twice, don't go for a third fight because there's nothing to prove. But because, and I would like to see a third fight, and that's because these two fights were really competitive. Both were wars. And to me, like I said, the first fight could have gone either way, and I also felt, and then I also felt that Amanda won this fight, hands down. Um, so yeah, I'm surprised Katie Taylor and Amanda, based on what Katie Taylor said in the interview, the post-fight interview, that her and Amanda agreed to fight again. And I think Katie Taylor mentioned 3 minutes, and if that's the case, I don't think Katie can do 3 minutes. She gets gassed in the 2 minutes with Amanda because of the pressure, the the the, the output for Amanda, the body work for Amanda. Um, I think it's too much. I think 3 minutes will be a little bit too much for Katie Taylor. I think Amanda will stop her in 3 minutes. In the 3 minutes that they fight, like if all rounds are 3 minutes. Um, and if they do that, I think it will be 12 rounds too because Amanda did it for Monique. Not Monique. I mean, it was supposed to be 3 minutes, 12 rounds. And then the lady that she fought from Brazil, she did 12 rounds, 3 minutes. I don't think Katie Taylor, as great of a fighter as she is, I don't think she can do the 3 minutes, 12 rounds. Amanda will stop. Amanda, in the two fights, almost had her out of there. Yeah, multiple occasions. Just that Katie Taylor has a really good chin. She's well conditioned. She's a tremendous fighter. She's always in tremendous shape. She takes great pride in her career, and she takes a hell of a shot. And yeah, but Katie Taylor, if you put a minute more on those rounds, Katie Taylor won't be able to handle it. Not with a man in front of her. But that's my take, man. Amanda, it was a great fight, another classic, but the results were disappointing because Amanda should have gotten that decision. Amanda should have gotten that decision so that they could have do the third fight where both women are coming in one apiece. You know, if they do a third fight, fine. But Katie coming in 2 wins in a row, it is, you know. But I would like to see a third fight. Where and when will it take place? We don't know. But I think I think both women have agreed to do the third fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Who do you think won the fight? Do you think Amanda deserved to go with the decision, or Katie Taylor deserved the decision, the fight? Let me know what you guys think. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Wilson Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, guys. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.